Hello everyone and welcome to Leah's Cross Stitch Corner. This is my little corner of the internet to talk about all things cross stitch, and then usually wedding stuff, life stuff, and anything else that I fancy talking about. You know me, I like to chat, I like to talk about things. This is FlossTube number 55, which has a really nice ring to it. 55, 55. Very aesthetically, is it aesthetically pleasing or is it orally pleasing? And that's orally ears, not orally in other ways. How you all doing? How is it? It's August now, which is really exciting. So what I'll do is I'll go through all the cross stitch stuff. Then I will talk about anything else. So I'll do cross stitch, finishes, whips, purchases, plans, and then any little guinea stitching business. And then any other business. And it has been quite a month actually. Like, since I last spoke to you, it's been quite busy. And you know what? I feel like I say that more often than I don't. But it's true. So I just bring all my bits over. Woohoo! Check out my medals. Got some running news. Good news and bad news. So, we've got 4 finishes. 4 finishes. So, let me get them up. Oh, I don't know if I've got Graham's ones here. He says, have you got everything? And I was like, yeah, but I don't think I've got everything because I don't think he's passed me the wedding sampler. So let me just find it. Oh, I didn't know where he's put it. Two ticks. There it is. Do you know what as well? He took it off the Q-snap for me yesterday. And he said this morning, have you got everything? No! You didn't get yours out. Unbelievable. So, we'll start with the wedding sampler because that is the first thing to come. No, because that's whips. We'll start with finishes and FFOs. So, I'm all over the place now because I was all prepared and then I wasn't prepared. This is just chaos, by the way. We've had the lava lamp off at the minute because the bulb went. So, we've just bought some new bulbs and we've been able to start having it on. But Graham keeps forgetting to put it on. Now you might think, why is it Graham's job, Leah? Well, because it's on his side of the room. If it was on my side of the room, it would obviously be my obligation. But because it's on his side of the room, it's his obligation. He keeps forgetting to plug it in and turn it on. So I'll come in just before we're ready to go to bed and go, bad news. And I'll go, oh man. So I'm going to use a new post-it note system. And we'll just do it that way. Because, excuse me, it isn't on. It is not on. I need my lava lamp, it helps me sleep. So, the first FFO we have is my sister's birthday stitch, which I discussed last month. I can't remember if I showed it off or not. I don't know. But it's finished, and it's framed, and it's ready to gift. So it's her birthday on the 16th of August. We're going up there and we're going to have a Chinese, which will be really lovely. And her stitch is all done. I feel like I did show it off last time, actually. I think. But anyway, here it is. I did, because I tried to show you the, I remember now. Because if you remember, my last floss tube ended on a bit of a whimper. Because I took the camera off there, right? And Graham had disabled the noise that tells me when it stops filming. So I'm blathering away. Summer was wowying. I went over there. I was trying to show you the glow-in-the-dark effect. And it had turned off. And I didn't know it had turned off because I didn't know that Graham had turned the noisy thing off. Suffice to say, it is back on now. But I do apologise for that very abrupt ending. It wasn't abrupt. To my mind, I was still filming for about 5 to 10 minutes afterwards. That's just how it goes. Either way, it is finished now. And it is framed. It was more or less finished last time, to be fair, I think. Was it? I can't remember, I'll be honest. So, it's my sister's 30th birthday, and these are all of her favourite things. So, we've got Spyro the Dragon, Minions, Duna our Golden Retriever, and the PlayStation 5 remote. And that is glow in the dark. I can't show you, I'm afraid. So, I'm just going to have to apologise. But trust me, it glows in the dark. If you hold it up to the light, like some good light, let it charge up, and then cover it up, it does glow in the dark, and it looks amazing. And then a little, obviously, a 30th birthday cake. So Graham designed this for Claudette specifically. We have taken this controller and we have got another pattern in progress with it, so we are going to make some use of it. But yeah, love it. This is on Coral Cove opalescent fabric, 28 count, from Little Guinea Stitching, of course. I don't just stitch on Little Guinea Stitching fabric, but I primarily do. And just look how stunning it is. Absolutely stunning. She's going to absolutely love it, and I can't wait to give her it. And I'm so glad I get to show you all it just before I gift it to her. But yeah, she's going to love it. I've also done before a cross stitch of Duna, which I imagine... I don't know if I showed you that one, because I don't think it was finished before I had to give it to her. But I can't remember. And I did before I started FlossTube, I did the PlayStation symbols, so the triangle, the cross, the circle, and the square. 4 separate ones. And she loved them. I do like stitching for Claudette. She does enjoy it. So that's the first FFO. Ooh. I'm never tired until never yawny until I start filming. And I've got a bit of a headache, I'll be honest. I've got a bit of a headache. Next up is my Hoops and Crosses They Don't Know pattern. So if you remember, I was stitching this last time. This was my TV show stitch. And it's finished now, obviously. Didn't take that long to do. And here it is. And look at the opalescent on that. That just looks absolutely stunning. So I didn't have any details when I started or finished Claudette's, by the way. That's why I just kind of give you a brief overview. But this one, I started on the 27th of June, finished it on the 16th of July, and it is stitched on 28 count Little Guinea Stitching Paradise Purple. Oh, it could be Purple Paradise. I always get those two mixed up. Kind of matches a little bit my t-shirt. So obviously I could have stitched the whole, there's like a whole circular bit around the frame in the colour, I think it's 209, but I decided instead just to stitch it on purple fabric. And do you know what? I think it actually really, really works. I kind of like the slight differences. It's more noticeable on the camera than it was when you actually stitched it, and sometimes my eyes were going a bit because like trying to do purple on purple was really difficult. But I absolutely love it. And do you know what, right? I got to the end and I was really struggling and I was running out of 209 thread. And I was like, how was I even meant to do this whole, the little circular extra bit of purple? Well, there was 2 whole extra skeins of 209 in the project bag that I didn't notice. So there I am, slowly trying to use as much. So I was doing 1 line per strand of 209. 1 line. And then I had to start doing like a 1.5 lines. It had to be like really canny with it because I was like, I'm going to run out here. Entirely my own fault for being an absolute moron. But there was 2 extra skeins of 209 sitting in the project bag that I found the other day. And I was like, oh. So that is on me. But it didn't matter because I got all done that I needed. But I was just like, for God's sake. It's like to myself, I was like, you literally skimped and skimped and skimped to try and do this. And obviously I could have got a 209 out of my cabinet. It didn't really matter. But I was like, I can just about make it work with what I've got. I was like, fantastic. And then I saw them 2 skeins the other day and I was just like, oh my God. Because Lucy is always very generous with the thread. It's entirely on its user error. It's me being an idiot. And I was just like, what is going on? How have I run out? And then I found those 2 skeins and I was just like, that's why. It's not Lucy that's the moron. Like, Lucy didn't do it. Lucy didn't short me the threads. I'm just a moron, basically. If I had brains, we would all be in trouble. And like I say, I wasn't necessarily going, oh, Lucy's shorted me thread or anything, or what's happened there. I was kind of just like, what have I done? Because it guaranteed it usually is going to be user error. It's always going to be me. It's always going to be me. So yeah, I was very tough with myself for that. I was just like, I saw them 2 skeins and I was just like, Leah, why didn't you just look? And I thought I'd searched, I thought I had a look in the bag, and I was like, oh, there is none. I've clearly misplaced them. And I found them in the bag the other day and I was just like, ah, you're a moron. You are an absolute moron. Hey, lad. So yeah, that was a fun lesson. So I was FFOing it and getting everything out of the bag and putting it all away so that the project bag can be back into use for something else. And I realised, and I was just like, you're an idiot. You are an idiot. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise, because you are. So the third FFO is the new Little Giddy Stitching pattern. So we've been teasing this and Graham's been working on it for ages. It's finally finished. And by the time this video goes up, it will be available for purchase. So it's called Seize the Day. It's done on our Coral Cove. Is it Coral Cove? I should write this down. More often than not, I forget the names. It's definitely the coral colour. And I'm sure it's Coral Cove. But I guess we'll never know. And Graham will be watching, he'll be shaking his head and going, Leah, for God's sake. But I've told you already, I'm a moron. So, that's fine. So this is Seize the Day. And this is our new seaside inspired pattern. Inspired from when we went to Scarborough in April with summer, as you might imagine. And look at it. How stunning is it? Absolutely gorgeous. It is one of Graham's most ambitious ones yet. Like, the movie one was very, very ambitious too. But this one, like, it's got loads of good stuffs in. So I did a little bit of stitching on this one. Graham did the beach hut. I did the bucket and spade. The beach sign. Some of this anchor wheel. And I did the ice cream truck. And then Graham did the rest, basically. Graham did the rest. I absolutely love it. Like, it's so inspirational, it's so much fun, it has all the good bits on. He's done so well with it. I don't know when he finished or started it, I'll be honest, so I apologise for that. I can't give you that info. But yeah, it is available to purchase now, and obviously, look how nice it pops on the fabric. And it's done on opalescent, but of course. You know me, I tend to only stitch on opalescent, and it's a pain if I have to stitch on anything else, because I always like it to be sparkly. So yeah, and look at the frame. The frame just really works. Obviously there is glass to go in. I just take it out just because it's easier to show you. But yeah. I'd love to know... Excuse me. I'd love to know what your favourite element is when you're watching this video. Personally, I love the ice cream truck and the chip van. But I love it all. I love the boat. I love the colours on the bucket and spade. The blue and the pink. Like, they just complement each other perfectly. I love the chips, the corn, all of it. All of it. So yeah, if you want a fun, summery pattern, this one is available now. So go and get it. Go and buy it. Go and show Graham how much you love it by buying it. And the complimentary fabric is available as well. So make sure you go and get that. And then we have one more finish. Let me just find it. Here it is. One more finish. I love doing it. I love getting... It seems like ages since I last spoke to you all, so it's really nice to do a wrap up and tell you all like what's been going on and catch up and stuff. The months just like seem to just fly by. So, hang on, I'm going to need some details here, and let me just get my details here. So this is Books Are Magic by Counting Puddles. And I don't actually need any more information on that because I'll show you the finished thing. So, I started this on the 20th of May 2025 and finished it on the 26th of July 2025. And it's on Coffee Craft Fabrics 32 count. They don't have names because they just don't have names. They don't have names because they don't have names. Alright. This one, I love doing this one loads. But the backstitch was a god-awful nightmare. I don't like backstitch at the best of times. I've said this before. Don't really like backstitch. I think it can be really effective. But I think sometimes it can be really tricksy. And, like, you can overcomplicate it. And, like, it's not always necessary. And while the final result looks amazing, looking at something and going, I have to backstitch all of that, can be an absolute nightmare. And this was tricky. And let me show you. Enough preamble. So here is the finished article, and I think you will agree that it looks absolutely cracking. Hang on. I can hear Tesco. I need Tesco. I think Tesco's here. Graham's waiting for Tesco. Hang on. Yes, it is. Of course it is. So this is Books Are Magic, and it's absolutely stunning. The finished effect is absolutely amazing, and I will not take away from Lindsay for that. And by the way, I'm not complaining that she put the backstitch in. I'm complaining that I don't like backstitch and find it difficult. Not that she put the backstitch in, because it actually looks really good. But like, if you look at the moon and the stars, if you can see them close enough, it is an absolute nightmare to try and do them effectively. Even on like the 2 count 8, like the 32 count 8 where you've actually got more holes to kind of play with. It was an absolute nightmare. My stars and moon do not look like the stars and moon that she did. And it got to the point, so like I did this star first here. And it got to the point where I was just like, I'm just going to have to wing this as best I can and make it look like a star. And I struggle with that because I'm not creative in the slightest. The moon, I kind of got off to a good start and then it all just went tits up. Apologies. That's just what happened. That is what happened. And I just had to wing it the best I can. Because of how it showed on the pattern. Because of all the crisscross of all the lines, it was so difficult to know the best place to put the lines in. And it honestly was nigh on impossible. And I love the effect afterwards. Like, once it's finished, it looks absolutely incredible. Like, it looks really good. But it was so hard. And it might just be user error. It might just be me. And do you know what? If it is me, then okay, that's fine. I accept that. But it was really difficult for me. Like, I don't know. I kind of need, I kind of think when you're doing backstitch like that, you need a little bit of, it should be better shown on the pattern with kind of like arrows of go here, then go here, then go here. If that's even possible. I don't even know if that's possible. Visually, I cannot do backstitch by myself. I do need someone to go, this is where it goes and this is how you do it. And, you know, it means that this pattern doesn't look as good as I would want it to. It looks fine and I'm perfectly happy with it, but it doesn't look like as amazing as Lindsay would want it to look with how she did it. I don't even know how she did it. I'm amazed and in awe of how she managed to think of those stars and the moon. And obviously all of them beads that I've done were meant to be French knots. Now I absolutely hate French knots about as much as I hate backstitching sometimes. So I just did beads. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks amazing. I was actually quite chuffed with that. Again, those blue lines, I kind of just winged them, wang them, wung them. I don't really know what the past tense version of wing it is. And I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to like spelling and stuff. It's so rational. But when somebody says they went and brought some books, it doesn't and shouldn't bother me. And you know, it really shouldn't. But I don't know, it kind of also does because I am a bit of a word nerd. I am a bit of a word nerd like that. And you know, I used to hate typos in books. Hate. But I've learned to come around to them because like, people will go on Facebook groups that I'm in and they'll post out typos and they'll be like, is this a typo? Am I misunderstanding? When it's clearly a typo and you're just trying to get the kind of like validation of it. And I'll be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It is just a typo. Move on with your life. And granted, it still bugs me, but I wouldn't ever go on social media and you know, call people out. I'd never go, oh, this book is terrible because it has a typo in. I'm not, you don't read a book and then think it's terrible because it has a typo. It's frustrating. Don't get me wrong, it still annoys me. I read one not that long ago, which had a few weird typos in. I was just like, what the heck? What the heck? But inwardly, I don't go and tell the internet. I'm not going to tell you what book it was, so that, like, I'm not going to, like, shame anybody. Hey, people kick off for the randomest of things. And hey, I love a good kick off. I like to kick off. I get enraged by the smallest things, and it, you know, Graham never quite understands it because he's a lot more chill than I am. But like, little things can really wind me up. And I wish it didn't. I wish I could be more chill. I wish I could just, you know, seize the day, let it go, all that nonsense, like Sheldon. But I can't. I really can't. It isn't in me. It isn't in me. I just kind of, I'm sorry. Let's go on to whip, shall we? Stop whinging, Leah. So, first whip is the Historical Sampler Company Wedding Sampler. So, this was started originally on the 1st of January, and it was restarted on the 19th of January, and it's still not finished, but that's because Graham has been quite busy with other things. It's nearly there. It is nearly there. This is on, I haven't written it down, 32 count, desert, opalescent, even weave. And here is where we are with it. So as you can see, it is slowly coming together, and there's only like, nope, this little like rectangle of area left to do. So I wasn't originally going to show this because Graham hadn't done anything on it, but he finished Seize the Day a few days ago, literally. So he's been getting back to this, so it does have a little tiny bit of progress on, and hopefully by the time I show you this for the beginning of September, it'll be finished. It will be finished. So yeah. Sorry, you just see my forehead just peeking out there like that. Looks weird, don't it? So yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. It is very fiddly, and this has always been my argument with the historical sample ones. They're nice, don't get me wrong, and, you know, it does the job, and the effect is really good, but they're very, very fiddly. And, like, it's so noticeable if you end up going out just a little bit because they're so fiddly, and they are so fine, that if you go out even just a little bit, you're going to have to frog it and do it again. You're just going to have to. There's, you know, you have to. There's no other way to do it. So let me find my next one. I used to highlight these so I would actually know where I was with them, but I don't anymore. So, next up. I actually had some new starts. Maybe I should have done them in starts. Never mind. Maybe I should have had a start section. Well, this technically whips as well. So I've had 3 new starts since we last spoke. And sadly, none of them are mermaids. I'm still debating on that. I'm still a little bit like, oh. I'm loath to take this one out of its Q snap because it's perfectly placed. It is perfectly placed. So, this is Arctic Animals by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this was the stitch along last year. So now, I obviously work them about a year behind everybody else, to be frank. So, this is the Arctic Animals one. Oh, there's some... Oh, cut that. And I was like, I really want something to do, and I didn't know what I fancied starting, so I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. I've got the fabric, I've got all the threads, I had everything ready for it, because I was going to do it as everybody else did it, and I just didn't. So here it is. I'm just going to leave it in the Q snap. So here is where I am with it. Obviously, I've done the animals, and I finished the narwhal, literally the other night. Thursday night? No. Friday night? I did the narwhal. I didn't do all of the narwhal. I finished the narwhal off, I should say. But look at how cute. Look how cute it is. And this is on... I haven't written it down. This is the called for fabric. It's not opalescent. Boo. And it's linen. Boo. But I can't remember what it's called. So you're just going to have to accept that, I'm afraid. It's just who I am as a person. But look how cute. Look how cute he is. I mean, if you think about it, I've only done one critter. And yet it's nearly filling up my Q-snap already, so crikey. So it's going to go at least one Q-snap move along to the left to do the Arctic and probably presumably another animal of some kind. And then it goes up, so this is like a landscape. Portrait. This is like a portrait stitch along. So I'm not doing it in any kind of way. It's in my wintry bag, obviously. I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. I love their stitch alongs and their designs. That's the word I was going for. Are always so cute. And that's exactly what I wanted. I just wanted something cute. And just something I just get my teeth into, just something a little bit bigger than just like a quick kind of pattern. So this fit the bill perfectly, so this will be one of my biggest stitches that I'm doing at the minute. Oh, excuse me, my apologies. Oh, can you go right in? Can you fit in? So yeah, very happy with that one. I started that on the 4th of July, Independence Day. Right, what is in here? I'm just going to get them out, just so that I know. I had 4 starts, I think, actually, last time, did I? Since last time, I think. 2. If I get them all out, then I know where I am. And that's not a start, that's just some bits that are pending. Right. There we go, now I know where I am. So next up is this one. Let's put that there for now. Again, I'm a bit loath to take this out the Q-snap, but I do need to move the Q-snap so this one can come out, so I will do that. And I'm not being lazy, it's just when you get the Q-snap perfect, the last thing you want to do is take it out. Graham helps me now, by the way, with my Q-snaps and putting my bits and pieces on. I can never get them straight, see? Ever. Ever. And Graham's quite like, he likes it perfect, so he likes it to be straight, and he can't stitch. Like, if it's not straight, he won't be able to start stitching. It will cause him, like, no end of issues. So, I have another new start. So I started this on the 12th of July, which was my mum's birthday. So we went to my mum's to see my mum for her birthday, obviously. So when we got there, my mum gave me the rather dreadful news. Pet loss trigger warning that my Auntie Ivy had lost her German Shepherd Charlie. So she's had 2 dogs, Max and Charlie. Max passed away a few months ago. Charlie passed away a few weeks ago. She just wasn't well. Max had epilepsy. We think that's kind of what he passed away from. Charlie just wasn't well. My Auntie Ivy was going to go and get her to the vets in the next morning because this was like during the night, but she passed away before she could go and do anything. And love them. We love dogs. We're a big dog family. So I was talking to Graham about it and I was like, I really want to stitch her something. I've been wanting to stitch her something for absolutely ages, but I was like, I really want to get something stitched now, you know? And I have the most perfect pattern. So I bought a little while ago this. The Silver Creek Samplers Rainbow Crossing. I've got it down as Rainbow Bridge, but it's Rainbow Crossing. And I've got it for inevitably when we need that, if you catch my drift. I have a feeling I'm going to stitch this one multiple times, so I'm doing it for my Auntie Ivy this time. I want to do one for us at some point, hopefully far, far, far away. And I'm probably end up doing one for my mum when Duna passes away. And I was like, do you know what? This would be lovely. This would be absolutely lovely. So I started this on the 12th of July. I'm hoping to get it finished by the time I do my next FlossTube. And I'd say I'm like 40% done. So here's where I've gotten so far. You can obviously see where I've been working, obviously down that bottom corner. And I did a Silver Creek sampler not that long ago, the introverted one. And I love their text. I love their designs. My only criticism, right, is this sun, right? So in the very middle of this sun is a very dark orangey yellowy colour. And the symbol is what looks like a 4-leaf clover but looks actually like a cross. And then there's a cross symbol on the same pattern, which is a red. So I looked at it with my bad eyes and I just picked up the red because I was like, oh, it's a cross. So it's the red, 3318 I think it is. Or 3328, something like that. And then I went, that doesn't look right. Why would the sun be red? So I said to Graham, I went, does this look like a cross to you? And does this look like 3328 to you? And match it to the symbol. And then I was looking again and I was like, well, it cannot be. The sun cannot be red. So it turns out they've just used two very similar symbols on a black and white chart that are quite difficult to differentiate. Only if you look really close can you kind of differentiate. But Graham has like perfect eyesight and he couldn't tell. So it's a bit annoying. There's so many symbols out there that you can use. That why would you not do a symbol check to make sure that there isn't two similar ones? You know, it's only because I'm so switched on that I didn't stitch it in red and then have to frog it all out again, which would have been so annoying. So I'm hoping to have this one finished by the next time that we speak, next time that I do a FlossTube, and then I can gift it to my Auntie Ivy sometime in September. That's the plan. And Graham cut my fabric for me so it's to size, which by the way is a bit stressful, I'll be honest. You know when you're just looking at it and you're like, do I have enough room here? Do I have enough room? Because I'm not really sure. I guess that's the price you pay. But Graham is quite good at that. That's why I let him do it. I wouldn't do it myself, but, you know. He's sorted it out for me, so that's good. And then next up is another hoops and crosses one. So I always want to try and be stitching a hoops and crosses pattern, and I'm not taking this one out the Q-snap. This one is perfect. I ain't moving him. I always want to try and have a hoops and crosses one on the go if I can, because I love Katie. I love Lucy's patterns. This is a crossover pattern with Katie Aby, hence the confusion. So I started the hoops and crosses Katie Aby. Hap is fucking. I apologise for any strong language. Technically not my fault. It's what the pattern's called. Is it called that? I think it's just called frog actually. Whoops. So, here he is. My little frog. He's so cute. I absolutely love him. I think he looks absolutely fantastic. And this is on Little Guinea Stitching, Lovely Latte, 28 count opalescent fabric. And look at the sparkle. Look at the sparkle. This is such a good neutral fabric. So obviously this one has a frog in, as you can tell. But then it has a rainbow going across. So like when I was trying to pick out what colour to do it on, because I just bought the pattern this time, I was like, I need to make neutral. That'll pop the colours really nice. And then I saw this one. I was like, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, this is my new TV show watch. So we're starting The Sopranos. By the time this goes up, we will have started The Sopranos. So I started that on the 21st of July, and he'll be finished pretty quickly actually. There's a lot of the rainbow stitch to do, to be fair, but it shan't take that long, I wouldn't imagine. So we're starting The Sopranos this week. Very exciting. I've never seen The Sopranos before. So I'm quite excited. Quite excited. We finished The Menendez Brothers, which was really good. We've had a really good TV show season, I'll be honest. Really good. So yeah, Sopranos is our next big watch. We were wanting to watch it. We wanted to do it last year, but then we started watching Prison Break instead, and it kind of ran over, so we couldn't. So we were like, we are definitely watching it this year. So we are. My last whip is another new start. And this is Stitchy Stark's Plan to Fail. Now, I saw this on Instagram and I was like, this is amazing, because this is me all over. I am always just like bowling ahead to do things. We play Borderlands and I do that. I start stuff and don't check that the orientation's correct. I've mucked up who knows how many patterns by doing that, by the way. So I saw this and I was like, this is absolutely perfect for me. So Stitchy Dark CJ hadn't released it. So I left a comment and I was like, are you going to release this? Can I have it? And due to my popular demand, they released it. So I purchased it from their Ko-Fi shop. And here is where I'm at with it. So it's done on Little Guinea Stitching, Orangey Orange Opalescent fabric, my absolute favourite fabric. Just the name alone, I'm sorry, the name alone is just fantastic. Hold it straight there. So it obviously says, is planning to fail, and the to fail is cut off. So the point of this pattern is that it doesn't fit into a hoop, and that it cuts off at the bottom. So that, you know, it says, failing to plan is planning to fail. And that is me all over. That is me all over. And even when I do plan, it still fails. So, not quite me, but kind of me. So, yeah. So I was like, I've got to stitch that up. So that'll definitely be finished by the next time I do a FlossTube. It's just a little simple text pattern, but it's fun and I'm enjoying it. I love the colours on it. So I started that. Oh, hang on, I've closed my book without even telling you when I started that one. 28th of July. So I only just started it just a short while ago. So I'm really enjoying that one, as you might expect. So that's all of the whips, FFOs, and finishes. I'm not showing the cabin because Graham has not touched the cabin. The cabin hasn't changed since you last saw it, so there's no point. But once he gets this wedding one finished, he's going to have 2 weekend days per week to crack on with the cabin. And we're hoping to see that really motor along. But we'll see. We don't know what else will crop up. He gets easily distracted. Oh. Ugh. So I don't have many plans at the minute. I still want to start that Love Poppet Stitch Along, which is nearly finished at this point, to be fair. But I do still plan to start it. That is a plan. I've got it all ready to go. I think, I'm not sure now because I used the lovely latte fabric for the hoops and crosses one, so I might have to see what I'm doing about the fabric, but it is ready to go. And then we'll see from there. I still want to start a mermaid, but I don't know, excuse me, I don't think I've got the fabric to do so. Which is a bit annoying. But we'll see. We will see. I've been trying having some little, like, quick ones at the minute. So, like, I'm actually feel like I'm being, like, super productive with it. But we will see, as I say. So let's get on to some purchases. So I got the Cotton and Clay Summer of Stitching box. And it came. And last week was the first week, and then you open a box every Monday. There's 6 boxes. It's 6 weeks summer of stitching. So week 1 we got these amazing goodies. So we got a little strawberry picnic bag and a little crocheted strawberry. I've put it on the picnic bag, but it wasn't, it was separate, which I absolutely love. Some Walker's shortbread biscuits. A little card just explaining what everything is. The theme this week was Picnic Perfect. A absolutely lush strawberry cupcake needle minder, which now that I've shown you, I can actually use it. And then this lovely little Dove Designs pattern, which says S is for strawberries. Now I don't know if this means there's other letters of the alphabet and if there's a whole design, but I quite like this one and I will get that. I will start stitching, I think, soon. I think it would go quite nicely maybe on the Little Guinea Stitching Guinea Green fabric, because that's kind of, they've got it on like a greeny one, but I'll have a look, see what I fancy doing it on. I like how it's presented. It comes in a nice little envelope. Really nice. So I was quite chuffed with that. And then I'm actually filming this on Sunday, so technically I shouldn't be opening this box, but by the time this goes up it will be Wednesday, so I will have had to open a box. So I thought I would just do it while on camera. So this is week number 2. And let's see what we've got. It's really naughty. It feels naughty opening it on a day when I shouldn't do. So week 2 of the Summer of Stitching is Happy Feet. Oh, that's weird to me. I'm not a big feet person. I'm not a big feet person. You're either a foot person or you're not, and I'm not. So we have these lush little scissors. And they come in this sparkly little case. I don't know if you can hear that, but somebody's got some music blasting. It is not even 10 o'clock in the morning. Ooh, a flip-flop scissor fob. Tell you what, I'll take it out. Oh, I love that. Go on them. Perfecto. Some deodorizing fizzy foot foam with manuka honey and menthol. Again, not for me. Weirds me out, not gonna lie. And some love corn. Crunchy corn. Sea salt flavour. Oh yeah. So that is week number 2. Not too enthused about the theme. I don't like feet. Oh, who that is. That is so annoying. It is 10 o'clock in the morning, for God's sake. And I'm not really sure what I'll do with this. Because, again, I'm not a big feet person, but it might actually come in handy on my feet. It might make some use of it, but I love them. She does some absolutely amazing things with clay. Like, it's insanely good. Like I said, the foot thing is a Leah thing. I am weird about that. Very, very weird about that. But I'm loving it so far. I really like it. I think it's really interesting. And then now on to any other business. So, last time I didn't get to tell you that about my race for life. But here is my medal that I got for doing it. So yeah, that was the race for life at the end of June. 5-kilometre run. I did it in 43 minutes, which was pretty good time for me. And then after that, Graham and I were talking and we were like, I was like, I'm not sure why I'm not going any quicker. You know, I've only run 5k a handful of times, but I'm not seeming to get any quicker than what I've already done. So we decided to try and get me to run faster. So I started doing the Jeffin method, which is run as fast as you can and then walk a bit to recover and then run as fast as you can and then walk a bit to recover. And do you know what? I started to bring my time down. Got it to like 40 minutes or so. But while practicing one day, I pulled my hip. I injured my hip. So I carried on, finished that run, and then did the Durham City Run for Life. So that's where my t-shirts come from. And I got my medal for that and my little goodies. Finisher. And I did this one in 43 minutes and this was a nightmare. It was, I did start practicing where it's a bit hilly. So we've got that way which is flat, that way which has some hills. So I started running that way sometimes and doing both to try and get used to hills because I knew there was going to be hills. Well, it was a lot hillier than anticipated. A lot hillier. So me doing that in 43 minutes, I was super chuffed with. And I used the Jeff method. Run, walk, run, walk, run, walk. So I did that. I had a week off after that because we had a week off. I had a week off work anyway the other week. And I decided to have a week off running because my hip was still bothering me. So then I went out last Sunday. Not this Sunday just gone, the Sunday before. And ran. Got to 3 kilometres or so and then my hip started hurting again. So I was like, right, I'm just going to walk the rest of the way. It's fine. And so I've had a week off now. And I'm going to have another week off. And then I'm going to see where I am. So I don't know if that means my running career is over. Who knows? If my hip's going to heal. Obviously, it's difficult to tell because I've kept running on it. Which is never really advised, let's be honest. So it's not really ideal. Bit silly of me, but I wanted to get my Durham City Run done. And I was really chuffed. I was really pleased with that. I met Paula Radcliffe. I had some pictures with Paula Radcliffe. It was just a really good event. I'm definitely going to do it again. If I'm okay. So we'll see. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. I'm hoping that by the time I update you again for September, I'm back running. But I'm just going to take it easy and just wait and see until my hip actually resolves. I have done a self-referral on the NHS for physio. Who knows how long that'll take. My hip will probably be 60 and with a hip replacement by the time they get back to me on that. I'm just taking it as it goes. I've got ibuprofen gel and stuff, but it's disappointing because it's kind of leads into my next topic, which is my weight loss. And I'm just shy of 4 stone. But it just feels like it's all just kind of staggered. And like, I got some official pictures from the Durham City run. And I'll be honest, I was so disappointed. I look dreadful. I've lost 3.5 stone, just shy of 4. And I still look huge. In the pictures anyway, and I just kind of like, I don't know, I guess I just felt deflated with it, because the whole thing is, the point of doing it is for the wedding, so I can look as amazing as I can on the wedding, and to just know that actually I'm not going to look as good as I want to look, even though I have lost a lot of weight, it's just not really great. It kind of just feels like, and it's not like, I think, why have I done all this for, because I've done it for my health, and I do look better, and I have lost weight, and that is noticeable, but it's kind of just like, feels like a setback. And then my hip as well, so I can't do as much running, so it's just kind of staggered at the minute, where I'm just not losing much because I'm not able to get as much exercise. I'm still going out for walks, but it's just not the same. So I'm kind of just like, ugh. So hopefully I can find my mojo with it again, and just, you know, knuckle down, lose a little bit more before the wedding, and just be happy with it. But we'll see. I'm finally going dress shopping. So we sorted out the last bits of the wedding, so we know what we're doing for the service thing. We ordered our rings. And then I'm going to look for dresses in 2 weeks' time. My mum's coming and my sister's coming with me, and we're going to look for dresses. And then in September, we're going to go and get Graham's suit. He's going to the sleep clinic. So he suffers with his sleep. Like, really suffers. I couldn't even explain it, and you would never really understand it unless you actually know. So we've been the doctors for it and everything, and they're like, oh, it could be mental health related. And I'm like, it's not. We need to actually get the sleep looked at first. So we got a sleep referral. That was done at the beginning of July. And we were just checking the NHS app the other day, and he's got an appointment booked in for September. So we're going to go up to the RVI and do whatever they need to do. I don't know what the process is. I don't know what happens. And then we're going to go get his suit at the same time. So that's all done. And then everything is pretty much sorted. I sorted my flowers out. We just need to sort Summer's outfit. Just need to decide what Summer's wearing. And then we're all sorted. Job's a good one. So yeah. And then Summer. Oh, Summer's had a heck of a July. So we've been doing all of the decorating in the house. And the house has been completely upside down. So Graham's done the living room and the stairs. The living room is coral now, and the stairs are teal, and it looks amazing. It's thankfully all done. Thank God. He's done some built-in shelves with all these films and stuff on. It looks absolutely amazing. We spent a day sorting them out. Literally, it took a day. Like, I'm not even joking. Took the day. So Summer's been, like, out of place, like, displaced because of that. And then sometime in July, we were out for a walk, and Graham seems to think she went in a bush. And we don't know if she's been stung in her ear or something, but she came out and she was shaking. So we left a little bit just to see if it would heal itself. But it started puffing up and filling up. So long story short, she's been to the vet 3 times. By the time this goes up, 4 times to have her ear drained. And it's a hematoma. So they've had to put steroids in. She's had steroid drops and steroid tablets. And we think this 4th time should be the charm, and that should be it, because since the 3rd time it hasn't gotten too much bigger. But like, it was proper puffing up, and then they'd have to put like anaesthetic on it and then stab it and like drain it, and blood would come out. And Summer doesn't like going to the vet. Summer doesn't like doing anything that's out of her ordinary routine, same as me. And well, thankfully we now have a local vet, which is really, really good. And she's now going to associate the vet with being stabbed in the ear. As you would if you've been there 3 times and you've been stabbed in the ear. 4 times by the time this video goes up. So she doesn't like being on the table and doing it, so they do it on the floor. She doesn't like it when the needle's in, so they just let this kind of make whatever they need to make, and then just let it like kind of like drain out. And they're just doing it all over the floor. The 3rd time I wasn't there, I was at Slimming World, and they did it in the waiting room. Again, just bleeding all over the floor. But hopefully that's resolved it. We don't know what it is. It's just been absolutely chaotic. She had to have a cone on a little bit because she kept scratching it. She's just had a crazy July. It's been absolutely mad. It's been one thing after another. But she's still going strong. She's still loving life. We obviously had a week off, like I say. So We got the house back together. I played some Stardew Valley, which I'm loving. Love Stardew Valley. That music is driving me mad. This is what I mean. Sensory overload. Don't like it. And that is just, I don't know what it is. It just drives me nuts. We did the conifers one day. So we have conifers in the back garden. And we had to cut them. And Graham needed a hand. So I was clean-up crew. And I was actually doing a bit of cutting of the conifers. So we had to go over to our neighbours to cut some conifers. And he's got these, like, electric hedges. And before we start, he goes, hope I don't cut through the cable like I did last time. He's done that twice. Just so you know. Twice. So he's going, and I'm minding my own business, tidying up, cutting things, what have you. And then the next thing I see is a blinding flash of light, and the hedge trimmer's stopped working. What's he done? What's he done? Go on, tell me. What's he done? What's he done? Yep, he cut through the cable. So that's the third time that he's done that. The third time. Now, I think it's also a machine issue. I think it should have some kind of guard on, but also it's definitely a Graham issue. Definitely a Graham issue. So he cut through the cable. We'd only done basically one side, the neighbour's side basically, and we still had our side to do, the back side, and then our side that way. So we did the rest manually. It took ages. I was covered in like conifer rashes. Like I get rashes off the conifers. So does Graham. I don't know what it is. But we eventually got it done. But he made life a lot harder. A lot harder. And I was like, why did you even say it? Just, even if you just think it, why would you even think or say that? Because you're just asking for trouble, if you ask me. Just asking for trouble. So yeah, so we did that. And then we went for a picnic. So we went to the Riverside Park for a picnic. That's where I did the Race for Life. And we were trying to think of like cheap little trips out that we can do with Summer so she can come with us. So we took a picnic to the Riverside Park. We played with our knuffle ball. Had a picnic and ice cream, and Summer just had the best time. She just ran around. We were playing with the knuffle ball in a field, and she was just coming from me to Graham to me to Graham to me to Graham, and she was proper chill. She was loving it. She's become a real travelling sprocker. She never used to. She never used to like travelling on the bus or anything, but she's gotten a lot better as she's gotten older. So yeah, we're going to be doing some more trips out like that. We're going to take it to the Lanchester Garden Centre, which I think she'll really enjoy. Afternoon tea and stuff. More. Apparently they do doggy specific ice cream according to Jack, my little cousin. Not so little anymore. He's like, is he 21 this year? He's something. Crazy. So yeah. It was quite a productive. It was a busy week off actually, because we got a lot of the wedding stuff done. We went out, got the house back together from the decorating, did the conifers. I almost needed it. I was also glad to go back to work just to chill out a little bit, to actually sit on my arse for a bit, sit on my bum for a bit. I'm so common. Sorry. So it's been a bit of a mad month, to be fair. I'm actually quite chuffed to see the beginning of August. But then again, August is busy. We've got my sister's birthday. Then we're going dress shopping. Then in September we've got the trip to the hospital and the suit shopping. Then I've got to go for my hair and makeup trial. Then we've got the 6-week meeting with the venue as well. But then hopefully October will just be chill before the wedding. It'll just be chill. But it's all coming up. It's all getting busy. And I don't like busyness. I want to stay at home and play Stardew Valley, thank you. So that, oh, excuse me. So that's me. That is us. I've filled you all in. I've updated you all on everything. So I'm going to get tidied up. I'm going to go and find out where that music's coming from because it's driving me mad. And then we're going to have a nice chill Sunday afternoon. We're going to play Borderlands. And then Sunday dinner. And then House. We're watching House at the minute. It's so good. I love it. I've never seen it before, but Graham has. I love it. It's so good. I love House. And we watched Jaws on Saturday. Yesterday, as I'm filming on Sunday, but Saturday for you when it goes up. And you know what, right? Unpopular opinion, right? The shark did nothing wrong. Right? The shark didn't come onto land and start eating people. The people went into the shark's house. What would you do if somebody came in your house? You might eat them. You might eat them. The shark did nothing wrong. That is my humble opinion. It was a really good film, by the way. I did love the film. It was really, really good. But I was watching it and I was like, the shark hadn't done anything wrong here. People have gone into the shark's house. I'd be a bit annoyed if somebody came in my house and was all smelling good and splashing and stuff. So yeah, justice for the shark. Yeah, yeah. So on that humble note, on that shocking unpopular opinion, I will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please come back next time for more unpopular movie opinions. Bye.